Let's talk about standard deviation. This is the measure of how each data set varies or deviates from the mean. Or another way of saying this is the average amount of variability in a data set. Now, before I go on, I'm just giving a rough description of standard deviation. I'm a biology teacher, not a math teacher, so I'm going to give a rough kind of basic description of this concept. Lower standard deviation usually means that the data is closer to the mean. You can see the mean or the average by this bar here, and our standard deviation is very tall. And this shows there's a greater likelihood that the independent variable is causing changes to the dependent variable. A higher standard deviation means the data is more spread out from the mean or the average. This means there is more likely other factors influencing the dependent variable other than the independent variable. You can see our higher standard deviation having a lower curve but more spread out. This is typically what we look at when we talk about standard deviation. It's called normal distribution, where in the middle here is the average, and there is one standard deviation above and below that average. Now, 68% of all of the data of normal distribution will fall in that first standard deviation. Within 2 standard deviations, 95% of all the data will fall in this range. Within 3 standard deviations, you're going to get 99% of all the data, typically. Now, you might be wondering, how do we know what standard deviation is for a set of data? Well, there is an equation that goes along with this, and I'm going to go over that in a separate video.